Namaste, good morning and welcome to another bicycle live stream. Saturday, March the 23rd at 6:30 a.m. I've ridden 20 kilometres and it's autumn and it's still, well, it's 24 degrees, so it's still quite humid for this time of the year. But I can't imagine it will last much longer. So I wanted to talk about a current topic that's come up. It's different to what I was going to talk about this morning, but I can leave that for another day. So it's a very long title. Good morning, Emily, thank you for watching, and Rosemary, thank you for watching, and Patricia, thank you for watching, and Anthony, thank you for watching. It's a very long title this morning, and I can't even remember what I wrote. What did I write? The ultimate conspirator, understanding the hidden agenda of Maya, the illusionary energy. Now, the reason I want to talk about this morning is because people that have been following my page might have noticed in the last couple of days a backwards and forwards discussion talking about recent events in New Zealand and bringing up theories about what they call a false flag operation, and these sort of mental speculations. I've come across before many times, as all of us have, of course. Anthony and Mick, thank you for watching. And so they're nothing new. And but I wanted to address them because no matter how many times I come across these different theories and ideas that people are absolutely convinced is what is going on, there is always one component that is not mentioned. And this one component is ironic, because in the midst of all these theories where, people are coming up and warning us that we're being played and the government is doing this to us, and, got some traffic behind me. And in the midst of all this is the ultimate irony that there is, that the people that are coming up and saying, oh, do you realise it's this that's happening and it's that that's happening and all the rest, they don't realise that they are actually being played as well. And this is the irony. I sort of watch it from step back and watch it and think, how ironic. Oh, and my good morning, beautiful. Good morning, my love. Nice to see you on here. Thank you for watching. The ultimate irony is that the people that are following these conspiracy theories, whether you want to call it flat earth or the false flags or any of the other ones that I try not to keep track of them because it's not where I focus my energy. But people following these conspiracy theories seem to be oblivious to the fact, because I've never heard any one of them mention it, seem to be oblivious to the fact that they are actually ultimately being played. And let me explain what I mean by that and why that's the case. So, who is the ultimate conspirator and what is the ultimate conspiracy? Well, the ultimate conspirator, where all of this stems from, is referred to as Maya, also, bouncy, also known as the illusionary energy. And the way to understand why things happen the way they do in the world is to look way deeper than most people do, and to look at the spiritual understandings behind it, as opposed to the surface level mental speculation. As I posted recently, mental speculation without eternal wisdom is simply a cosmic mind wank. It's just a waste of time. It's just the mind going off, going, what about this? What about that? And the reason why we see it more prevalent these days is because there is a platform that makes it easy for people to present their ideas, no matter how absolutely absurd the ideas may be. This platform has made it a lot easier through social media and through alternative media sources. It's made it a lot easier for people to present their ideas. It's made it a lot easier to attract a following and to create videos and, you know, different documents and make it seem very convincing and very, very real. So it's and in doing that, they then attract other people on a similar wavelength of mental speculation. It's very much a case of the blind leading the blind, and it's humorous to watch and observe, as long as it's not something that's, you know, taken too seriously or has ramifications that are dangerous for others. So I think that's important to keep in mind. So going back to qualifying, who is Maya? Maya is actually a person and has, in spiritual understanding, has a task. And the task is a distractionary task, to distract us from our core purpose of service. And Maya is referred to as illusionary energy, or the material world. Maya is all around us. And Maya is a perverted reflection, perverted reflection of true spiritual reality. So the things that we find attractive, the things that, a basic example, for instance, is love. Love and sex would be a good example, because, you know, in a spiritual sense, love is a pure connectiveness. In a perverted sense, it becomes just a sexual activity with no connection behind it. So, and that's the reason why we're so strongly search after certain things, is because their foundation is on the deepest spiritual level it is. I hope that makes sense. So, and there's a pelican just riding beside Tweed River at the moment. It's fairly peaceful here. So, back on cue. So we have a situation in the spiritual realms where our core purpose is, we're given free will, and I've spoken about this before, and to learn how to use that free will wisely, we have the ability to tap into the wisdom that's in our heart, or we can be distracted by the lie that's coming from our head. This is where Maya operates from our head, and always suggesting some path to follow, some solution to a problem, which is a lie. Maya is selling us a lie all the time. And the test that we are in this world, the test is that the wise see this, understand this, and often it can take a long time to get to the point of understanding, and it can only often happen after a lot of lessons of great pain and great struggle, and just making sure I'm not getting run over by somebody then. And often pain, being the great motivator, brings us to a point of realization where we've lived our life a certain way, we've seen what doesn't work, and then we're coming down to a level of searching for what does work. And this is where Maya is very good at suggesting temporary solutions to finding our happiness, because we're all searching for happiness, that, you know, basically are dead ends. Basically, they just don't take us anywhere. So, and the proof of that is that if we follow them, we find that out. If we follow them, whether it's from, you know, somebody that's, well, you could think of any sort of material example. And I'm just about to go over a bumpy bridge again. Here we go. Here we go. Another bump. It's a really bumpy ride. Here we go. You know, any example you can think of. You know, I brought up the example of sex. So, you know, Maya will tell us that sex is what we're looking for. There's the pleasure we're looking for. Oh, there we go. And therefore, the more of it we get, the better it'll be. But the more that we try and get just leads to an endless series of physical problems, emotional problems, psychological problems. We end up, in a practical sense, sore from too much of it. we end up with diseases, we end up with relationship issues, we end up with a whole heap of different scenarios based around this lie that's saying that, you know, this is the solution, do this and you'll be happy. So what the conspiracy theorists don't seem to understand is that Maya is deliberately trying to distract us. That is her job. She is empowered with an amazing energy to keep us from our core purpose of following our spiritual path. So if Maya can come up with distractions all the time, then she is actually doing her job perfectly, and we are being distracted away from what our core purpose is. Just hang on a sec, I'll get this busy road, get across here. Right, so conspiracy theorists therefore fall into this trap where they are directing all their energies onto something that prevents them from directing their energies into the true path that would bring true happiness. So they're directing it's just a distraction in the same way that television's a distraction, or you know, like I was saying earlier, casual sex or that sort of thing. Let's just get past here. So if Maya can get someone caught up in spending all their waking hours with their mind focused on something, whether it's a conspiracy theory, whether it's some other material activity that keeps them distracted from their spiritual purpose, then Maya has achieved her goal, and she has so much energy behind her in order to be able to do this that it's nearly impossible to work against her. We certainly can't do it with the power of the mind, that's for sure, because she is working through our mind. So I hope this makes a little bit of sense. I hope this sort of explains the situation, that it's interesting to watch conspiracy theorists because they are just wasting their time as each second of each day ticks away on something that won't bring them closer to the true purpose in life, to true happiness, to a true connection. And, you know, we get caught up in it, we get absorbed in it, and we love it because that pull of the mind, Maya's pull through the mind is so strong that she is the ultimate conspirator. So next time you're watching people talk about conspiracy theories, notice how strongly they need to hang on to them, you know, because to them this is the solution. This is what they're looking for in life. You know, for somebody else it might be something else they're hanging on to strongly. But just be aware, because you'll see in the material world the perverted reflection of the spiritual world. So the things that we find important here originated in the spiritual realms, but we have a watered down, upside down version of it. So thank you for watching. I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. Live vegan and save lives. And if you're on the Gold Coast, feel free to join us lunchtime today for the Vegan Luck in the Park. Details are on the meetup page for Vegan Life. So hope to see you then. Ahimsa.